Oh, I love the energy. I love the energy. You know what? It's so great hearing this because yes, we have been in this industry for a couple of years and we have the experience in being able to build a business. But knowing that you profited 100K without having to introduce people, that's amazing. Oluhle, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm doing great, doing great. Thanks so much. And once again, thank you for saying yes to this short call where we can discuss how your journey has been. So, Olufia, for those watching this, the viewers, tell us more about yourself. Who are you? And so we can get to know you.
Okay. My name is Oluhle from Eastern Cape, Flagstaff. I currently stay in Pretoria. I'm turning 24 this year in April. I grew up in Eastern Cape, then went to Mpumalanga to do my high school grades. Then after high school, I went to UKZN in 2016. So in UKZN, I did psychology and criminology. And then after my degree, I did my honors. After my honors, I did my master's, which I dropped up just, I think I was 3 months to completing it. The reason it was in 2020 when I was doing like my final year and master's. Then I realized that it was not working for me because I was applying for jobs since I completed my degree. That is more than like 3 years with no luck. It was more than 3 years with no luck. I'm
Wow.
that person who's used to getting what they want because I've been that person who's used to getting what they want. Everything I want, I go for it. So after 3 years of applying and not getting a job, then I decided maybe this is not for me. I'm not used to not getting what I want. And I was starting to fall into depression in 2020 because I was not funded for my master's degree. So I had to do things by myself. And I'm not that person who likes bothering people because I'm the last born at home. I have like two sisters who are working, and my brother, and even my parents are still can support. But I'm not that person who will call them and bother. So I like doing things for myself. So I had to I had to come up with a plan. It was just before COVID in 2020. I went back to res. I raised money to for registration and everything. And then I finished the month even before we started classes. So I didn't have food. I went to the school and asked for donations. I didn't call home because they were gonna help, but I'm not that person. So like someone posted on the page that if there's someone who doesn't have funding and want donations, like, no what, let me go for it. And then like that week was the longest week of my life. That's when I decided to say, I do not want to see myself in this situation ever again. I have to do something. And then I think what rescued me, we had to go back home during COVID around April. So I went back home. I used that time to think, to reevaluate, to just try and see what I want to do. I tried like small traditional businesses at home, but I realized that they are not for me. So I had to look for another plan. And then I saw that there's these people who were doing network marketing, doing Bitcoin. I didn't know anything about that. So, okay, a friend of that person recently bought a car. So I was like, okay, if they can buy a car, that means it's something serious. Let me just contact them and ask. So they told me, even though I still didn't understand, I wanted the opportunity so bad. I was introduced in June, but I wasn't doing it. I was just selling snacks at home. It was COVID. So I wanted it so bad. So what I did, I continued to sell snacks. Was like it was just 50 cents. I continued to sell snacks. Then I realized that no, this is not going anywhere because I only make about 200 rands, 500 rands. So I called my friend and my sister and I borrowed money like for the first time. I don't like bothering people. I told them to give me money. Then once I make money like on that project, then I will pay them back. So they gave me the money. The startup was just 5,000. So I didn't have 5,000.
Mm.
They gave me 5,000. I started in August. That's when I was introduced into network marketing. And I tried to work, even though it was challenging because where I'm from is from the villages. I'm young. That means I'm surrounded by people who are just like me, who are not employed, who don't have money, who are university students. So it was challenging because as much as I was posting, trying to tell people about this opportunity, they didn't believe me because I didn't have the results.
Sure.
And even they didn't have money. Even if I had the result, they didn't have money. So it was just a challenge. But I was just pushing. Like 3,000 was a big amount monthly because I didn't have funding. We went back to school to complete the masters. Then it was a challenge. 3,000 was like I was praying to just make 3,000 monthly just to buy my groceries and stuff. In January 2022, this is 2023, right? In January last year, I had about 100K. So and the university, I had to go back to UKZN to complete my masters. I was only left with 3 months.
Wow.
So at the same time, I wanted to move um from home and go start my own life, my own place. So I had to decide from 100K if I take this 100K and go give it to UKZN department, or I go and start my new life. Of course, I chose I chose the latter. So I was like, okay, I've been in school for like more than 6 years, and I have never gotten a reward for it. I have never gotten employed. It's always taking from me, but I'm not getting anything from it. So let me just take a risk and move to a different province and start a new life with this money I have.
Wow.
So that's the
Wow.
decision I had to take. So I
Wow.
took that decision. I moved to, okay, do you have a question?
You are a ball of fire, and I believe that as people are watching, they are getting excited, and I don't want them to actually miss anything. So, what I can take from what you've just said is that um, you basically spent 6 years in a tertiary education, and
Yes.
you didn't get rewarded, and then you chose to actually explore a different option of making income. And yeah, it has worked out well for you. So we are excited, and thank you for actually sharing this. So as you go, we will try and take it slow. So people actually get all of that, because I mean, it's not every day that we meet someone like yourself with the background that you had and still being able to reach the success that you have. Please do proceed.
Okay. So yes, I moved to Pretoria. So I used that money just for my furniture, rent, and I got myself like I started to do other things because I realized that I love network marketing. It's the only thing that when I do it, it doesn't feel like work.
Okay.
So I always hear them saying, do what you love so that you don't work any day in your life. So that's what I found. And I decided that I realized that I love it. So I would meet people who are doing maybe like you, who are selling products and services. Then they would ask me um, to just advertise their business. Then I will do them, they pay me commission, even though it didn't go well because more than three people I met last year. I hope they won't watch this. More than three people I met last year. They wanted me to advertise their companies, and we agreed that they're gonna pay me commission based. And then when I was just referring around 3,000, it was fine. But the moment I did more. The moment I reached more 50,000 rands, 70,000 rands, they started to think maybe they're giving me too much money. So yeah, I got a lot of betrayals from people I trusted last year. I think it's more than 3 guys who did that to me, and some didn't even pay me. So I just had to move on. Even I was also doing some network marketing companies. Last year, I took a break from January to around September. I took a break from network marketing because in my previous company, I believe that I worked a lot. I put in a lot of energy and it didn't work out. So I decided to take a break. And then around September, I didn't have anything to do and I was running out of savings. So I just decided to go back to network marketing, but I was more careful with the companies I was promoting. Yeah, I'm making sure that people get paid because most network marketing companies pay networkers more, and then investors there's nothing. So I was more careful because people have been complaining that we always invest money, but we do not get it in return, especially those who do not network.
So tell me, is there one specific dream or goal that you had before you got started, what was the goal that you wanted to achieve?
Okay. As much as I believe I have business ideas that can change the world, but before that, I wanted to build a house for my parents. They do have houses at home, but I want to build a bigger house, like my dream house at home. So that has been my biggest dream before I even go and build mine. So that has been my biggest dream. So that's like my number one dream. I even promised them last year, I would say, I'm gonna build a house. Now the time is going and going and going. So I want to fulfill that dream.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And I was really excited when I looked at the goals that you have set out. And yeah, when one puts out goals and you set a date to it, I mean, then you basically work on a plan. So it's always best to obviously do that. Now, Oluhle, I've picked up that you are a person of taking action. Since we basically, our podcast about a month ago, um, if you can look back on your life, what inspired that valuable characteristic that you have of being an action taker? Because, like we all know, that action takers are basically the money makers. So, what inspired you to actually be the kind of person that you are now?
Okay. I can say I've been always like this. Like this is my character, even when I was young, even from school. I have kids who were complaining that I like being number one. I'm always that person. I was like, I would feel bad because the way they said it was
Mm.
like I'm jealous of other people. I always want to be shining. Even though I was staying on my own lane because I wasn't even that public person in high school. I was quiet, but I have always been that person who does best. So yeah, I've been always that person who does best. So it's in me. I don't even have to work hard, or I can't say I have a motivation or a drive. I've always been that person, even though now I can say maybe I am driven by my dreams I have and stuff, but I've always that person who wants to win every time they do something. I want to win and I want 100% and I want everything, all the resources.
I can definitely relate to that. A good friend of mine who's late now. When we were still younger, more than 10 years ago, he said, "You won't be surprised if I were to come and visit and have a helicopter." So then he didn't even think of a private jet and all of those kind of things. And I mean, at that point of time, we were like dead broke. I had a car, but it was an old Opel Monza, who had a lot of problems. But at that point of time, he could see my drive, and he mentioned that you wouldn't be surprised if I were to own my own helicopter and all of those kind of things going forward. So definitely, people do observe and they do see success basically has a pattern. So irrespective of where you're finding yourself at this point of time, if you keep that kind of mindset and you work towards your goals, there's basically nothing that can stop you. So, Olutle,
Nothing.
you have experience in this industry and you've been exposed to a whole lot of different opportunities. But what made you decide to partner with us instead of partnering with a whole lot of others out there?
Okay. The person who introduced me to NFT millionaires is my friend Paul Mashiane. He has been talking about it like the whole year last year, but I wasn't paying much attention. He would tell me that they are buying private sales and stuff. And he even showed me your screenshot where you took 50K to 250. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, this is great, but I was so busy with other stuff.
So,
But I think it was around September. Someone shared on the other group shared was it Bitcoin pre-sale.
yes, Beckett.
So yeah, I think it was just 2 hours for it to end. We were just left with only 2 hours, and I was like, okay, let me just put 1,000. I don't know. Okay, as you said that I'm an action taker, I didn't want to think a lot of things. Someone shared the address, then I just put 1,000. And then in 7 days, my 1,000 went to 10K. I was like, so this is the power of pre sales. People get in early. I want this plug. I want someone who knows this. Like I want someone who knows the project, that like getting into project, and even before they go to them
To
to
the
other
market.
people. So I was like, okay, I went to YouTube. I looked for people who are doing that, because Paul, they didn't explain like everything that it's what you guys like specialize on. So
Mm,
I didn't pay that attention. So I went to YouTube. I found people, but I didn't pay anything to them until in December. I think you had a Zoom where you were gonna introduce everything for this year, and then Paul just sent me the YouTube the Zoom link, and like, attend this meeting. I just like, what is it then? If okay, we're gonna have a meeting with Lucian and my mentor, just attend it. It's like, okay, I waited for it. I want to attend it. I was like, I'm curious, why
sure.
does Paul want me to attend this meeting? Okay, let me attend it. And then when I attended it, then you just explain everything you did last year and your plans for this year. And there was a special. So after you explained the prices, then you told us, okay, for today it's $97. I was like, this is my chance. This is my chance. Like I do not have even to go to sleep and think about it, or maybe decide tomorrow. Let me just do it now. Then I was like, that's how I took the decision to just join. And after a few days, I received, you sent us an email where we had to set our goals. Um, so I read that and I did it right there, and I had to set my goals. And I heard that you are doing 10 times. So I was like, okay, what amount do I want to 10 times? Because I have to be realistic. I can't take 1,000 to 1 million.
Mm.
So we're doing 10 times. That means I have to know what amount I want to 10 times and put in exactly that amount. So yes, that's how I started. And it is a very beautiful journey, because I set my goals right, and the amount I want to make and the money I had to put down.
So, Oluhle, tell us, you have set out obviously financial goals. So, have you made any progress in reaching that financial goal? Even though it's only 30 days that you've been in the program. So, tell us, have you seen any progress since you've joined?
Oh yes, I've seen so much progress. Okay, even though I didn't know how to track my portfolio, but I knew there's some progress. So after you have helped me to track my portfolio, I realized that I have profited more than 100K.
Wow.
That is more than what okay, I think that is like two times close to three more than
Yes.
what I have put. So I've profited more than 100. I was so excited. I'm not that someone who can express excitement, but on that day I even
Yes.
jumped after the call. I was like, yo, I'm excited. I'm so excited about this. And I believe in it so much that I will achieve my goal. Why do I say that? Because as I said that I want to build a house at home. So at first I have to fix the yard and do a borehole. Like I have started doing that at home. I'm starting to fix the yard, because I know that soon that million is coming. I will have to build the house. So I don't want to, when I have a million, then I start action. I believe it is coming, so I have to prepare for it.
Oh, I love the energy. I love the energy. You know what? It's so great hearing this because yes, we have been in this industry for a couple of years and we have the experience in being able to build a business. But knowing that you profited 100K without having to introduce people, because the business model was basically where you have just invested into private sales and some NFT projects that I've basically shown you guys. I remember I shared a video of 5 NFT projects and I gave you guys allocation to private sales. For those of you who are watching, not knowing what private sales are, it's basically a few months ago, over a year ago, actually, I invested a significant amount of money to be in a whale group. So there we are exposed to projects before they actually land in the market. So we get coins or get into projects, NFT projects at dirt cheap. And once it hits the market, then when they double their money, then we are almost up 10x. So, Oluhle, the results up until now has been great. However, tell us, do you foresee you being able to reach your goal within the next 12 months?
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
Definitely. Okay, so
basically.
I'm glad that you are showing the confidence, because at the end of the day, the opportunity out there, especially at this point of time, because we are in a year that the most opportunity is actually presenting itself now, because we have the bull run potentially coming up in the next 12 to 24 months. So taking positions now is key. Now, now people know that, you know what, without having to introduce anyone to the program, etc., you are able to generate 100K. But what would you tell a person who's watching this talk between the two of us, or this interview, if you can call that? What would you tell a person if they are still indecisive on what they should do next?
Okay, what I can say firstly is that the bull run is approaching. If you know about crypto, like that's why I am so invested in crypto since like last year after June, because I know if you know, you know. And then another thing is that opportunities are there, but if you don't grab them, there's nothing that will happen. Opportunities are there. Like I always prayed and believe that God gives me opportunities and allows me to expand. That's how I managed to live throughout, because I have done a lot of opportunities that just ended along the way, but I have never lacked anything in between, because I always, after this opportunity, another opportunity comes. So I'm always grabbing. So if someone is watching, please grab this opportunity. There's no other opportunity that is better than this year that I have gotten. This is the best opportunity for me, and it's what I always wanted. And I believe we are surrounded by people here who also have goals just like us. And I highly believe that we're going to achieve our goals. I believe that I'm going to reach the goals that I've set for this year through this project, through this community. So please do not doubt. Do
Yeah.
not doubt. Just come and do your best. But if maybe someone who knows me is just still doubting, I'm coming for them, because now we I'll come at them. I'm that person. Okay, I'm that person who likes sharing. Every time
Sure.
I do something, I like sharing, even if I'm not gonna get paid. Because there was a point where I tried just doing online jobs. I will share everything that makes money. So it comes effortless for me to just share. So
Sure.
even if you're doubting, I'm gonna come for you.
Leslie, I love the mindset that you have. You know what makes me think, or it reminds me of when we were just about to come out of the pandemic in 2021. I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision of either investing or not investing. Now, at that point of time, I had a Golf 6, and I thought, you know what? I actually want the new Porsche, and this Golf 6 doesn't um, it doesn't do it for me anymore. So what am I gonna do now, guys? I don't want you to do this. I'm just sharing what I did. So not hide this head on. So what I did was I spoke to my wife. We decided to sell the Golf 6. I sold it. I invested it into a few NFT projects. And today, out of the growth, I'm able to buy that Porsche and still have money left. So taking action is definitely one characteristic that the rich definitely have, and which they promote a lot. In fact, before our call, I was sitting in a millennium mentorship training, where I went on a call with my mentor, and it made so much sense when he spoke about. He says that, you know what, uh, a poor mind will think that investing into themselves, or investing into business, or even investing, it is an expense. That is how a poor mind actually thinks. But when it comes to a rich mind knows that, yes, you're investing now, maybe you're having yourself pleasure that you could have now, but the opportunity that comes with it. So they would rather look at the opportunity that comes with it and what you are actually losing. So instead of thinking of, you know what, let's say it's 1,000 that you are going to invest. Instead of thinking, you know what, I might lose the 1,000, but yes, you might lose the thousand, but if you were not to make the decision, that thousand could have been 100,000, and you're not actually losing out on an opportunity of investing 1,000. You are losing out on an opportunity to actually generate 99,000. So that made a whole lot of sense to me when he spoke about, and we went a bit deeper into um, the uh, when it comes to opportunity. So when it comes to opportunity, and we do not take opportunities, yes, we think of the 1,000 that we may lose, but not considering the 99K that we are actually losing if everything were to go 100%. So, Oluhle,
True.
thanks so much for sharing your story. Is there anything, any last ideas or nuggets that you would like to share with the listeners?
Oh yes, now that you've mentioned working on yourself, it's one thing that I did like before I got into network marketing.